Hi students, in this video we're going to discuss simple and compound interest. So let's start with the simple interest. Okay, first of all, let me explain what simple interest is. Simple interest means when suppose you go to bank and you deposit some amount in it, and that will be called principal amount. Okay, P will be representing principal amount. Now principal amount is the amount that you upfront deposit in the bank. R will be representing interest rate. Every bank got a different interest rate. Okay, they offer you, okay, we'll be paying you say 5% interest per annum, and T will be representing time in years. So interest on the deposited amount bank will pay, will use this formula I equals to PRT by 100, where P is the principal amount, the amount you initially deposited, R is the interest rate per year, and T is time in years. Here it is very important to understand that if interest rate is given per year, time must be in years. If interest rate is given per month, it must be, if it is given per month time, then time will be in months. Or if interest rate is given in days, time must be in days. So you'll have to convert accordingly, right? And at the end we'll be using this formula. At the end we have amount, and amount is something, P is your initial amount, that is your initial investment. I is simple interest that bank has given to you after certain years of time period. Then amount will be representing how much total amount of money you have. So let's discuss a question first. Suppose principal value is 500,000, interest rate is 5%, and the time is 5 years, and I am asked to calculate interest. So we will be using this formula here. Here you go. If principal amount is 500, this is the amount to be deposited initially. Interest rate is 5% per year. Okay, and time is 5 years. What will be value of interest and amount after 5 years? We know that the formula for interest is I equals to PRT by 100, right? Let's put the values that we have in it. So interest will be equal to principal, it's 500,000, into interest rate into 5 years divided by time, divided by 100. So this is 5 5s are 25, 5s are 125. So 125,000 is the amount of interest that's been collected, or that's been calculated by bank. And at the end I also want to find out how much total amount of money I have now. That means suppose amount will be principal amount that you have initially deposited plus interest that is bank has provided with. So amount will be equal to 500,000, that is the principal amount, plus 125,000 is the amount of interest that you have earned during these 5 years. So this is 625,000 is dollars, is the total value you have, total amount you have after 5 years. Got it? So here is another question, and in this question they say Ali invested $200 and after 5 years time he received $26.50. Find the interest rate of simple interest per year. Okay, what will be interest rate per year? Okay, let's use the formula. First of all, we know that simple interest is equal to principal R rate time over 100. Got it? Now in this question we don't have interest rate, we just have initial payment, that is principal amount, that was 2000, and it's 2650. We know that amount is always equal to principal plus interest, and amount is 2650, that is something you have after 5 years time, that is equal to principal, that is 2000 plus interest, right? We can take it to the other side, that is 2650 minus 2000, that is equal to interest. $650 will be amount of interest they have. Now let's put these values here. So 650 is equal to 2000 into interest rate over 5 years divided by 100. Got it? After cancellation we have it's 10R, that is equal to 65. So interest rate will be 65 divided by 10, that is equal to, interest rate would be equal to 6.5% per year. Okay. So here is another question. Chris invests 200 at rate of X% per year simple interest. Okay, this is again a simple interest formula question. At the end of 15 years, the total interest received is 48. So this is amount, this is interest. So we have value of I given, interest is equal to $48. Okay, we need to find value of X. So let's apply formula, that is equal to simple interest is equal to PRT divided by 100. Okay, and interest we have is $48, that is equal to principal amount initially that was invested P, interest rate is X, it's given here, and time is 15 years upon 100, right? Now we can simplify it, we can cancel these 0 with this. 15 2s are 30, X is equal to 48. So we're looking for X, that is equal to 48 divided by 30. So value of X will be equal to, if we have 48 divided by 30, that is equal to 1.6%. So your value of X, the interest rate is 1.6%. Okay. Okay students, here is another question. Dani invested $200 and after 2 years the value of his investment is 224.72. okay, so this is the principal amount that they invest, this is time, and this investment rose by 224.7, that becomes the amount. Calculate the rate of interest per year when the interest is simple. Okay, we are going to discuss simple interest. Okay, what are these values? This is principal value and this is amount. Amount is something that you have after a certain period of time after investing. So we know that amount is always equal to principal that you have invested in bank plus amount of interest you get. Amount is 224.72 is equal to 200 is the principal value that you initially invested plus I is the interest. So it is 224.72 minus 200 will give you interest, that is $24.72. Now this is interest gained over 2 years in this scenario. Now we need to find rate of interest in this question. So formula for simple interest is I equals to PRT divided by 100, right? Interest is 24.72 is equal to principal value that was initially deposited 200 into interest rate we are looking for, time is 2 upon 100. So you can cancel these zeros, that is equal to 4R 24.72. So 24.72 divided by 4 will give you value of interest rate. So 24.72 divided by 4 will be 6.18. So interest rate in this question is 6.18%. I hope you got it. Okay. Okay. Here is another question. Just a minute. Okay. So guys, here is another question that states that Kate invested $120 for 5 years at interest rate 4% per year, simple interest. Okay. And calculate the total amount Kate has after 5 years. So let's find simple interest first. So interest will be equal to PRT divided by 100, that is equal to $120 invested initially, rate is 4% and time is 5 years upon 100. So you can cancel this 0 with this, 5 2s are 10 and 2 2s are 4, that is equal to $24. So $24 is the interest he gets after 5 years with this interest rate. And the question we need to find amount. Amount is the total value that you have after 5 years. That includes your principal value that you have invested initially plus amount of interest. So A equals to principal, that was $120 120 plus interest that is equal to $24. So you would say that we have 144. So amount will be equal to $144. So amount is equal to $144. $120 is your own, and it's $24. That is amount of interest you have after 5 years at 4%. Okay. So here is another question, and in this question we have, it says Boris invested 550 at interest rate of this per year simple interest. Calculate the amount Boris has after 10 years. So this is time. Now we're looking for amount. For this we need to find interest. First, interest is equal to principal rate time upon 100. So interest will become equal to principal is 550 into interest rate is 2%, time is 10 years upon 100. Okay, so you can cancel these zeros. So it is $110 is the amount of interest we have, and then amount will become principal plus simple interest. Principal amount is that you have initially invested, it is 550 plus interest you gain is $110, that is equal to $660 is the amount you have after 10 years of investment of principal 550. This is all from today's video. In our next video we are going to discuss compound interest, so stay tuned. See you. Allah Hafiz.